Well, Anthony, you want to get into this article?
Yeah, let's talk about how the programmers are counter-programming Opie and Anthony.
I guess people feel threatened out there that we might be coming to their town to do our radio show.
So they need a plan.
So one of the big magazines that goes to every radio station in America did a article on you and I. It's not a magazine you can buy. Maybe we could put this online or something because it's pretty silly. And it says, programmers mull the impact of Opie and Anthony. Mm-hmm. There's a whole article on how other stations could compete against us, Anthony.
What should they do?
What should they do? So they talk to a lot of program directors and consultants and stuff. Mm-hmm. And the article is, quite frankly, a piece of crap. It's awful. Real fast, though, Jersey Bob from Jersey writes, I hear the French-owned radio stations have already surrendered. And Junk Mail Jerry from the city, the other markets trying to plan against O&A is like the Poles sending horses against the Nazi tank Blitzkrieg.
Yeah, that didn't work out well.
No. So the article starts, it says, they attracted attention almost instantly in New York and Boston. They're on in 7 of the 10. They're on in 7 of the top 10 markets, and even with the talk show, their rock and roll sensibility means they could draw an audience
rock and roll sensibility
from any male-targeted station.
Yes.
So Rock Airplay Monitor asks consultants and programmers how they're dealing with Infinity's syndicated afternoon host Opie and Anthony.
How are they dealing with us?
Did you know that we had a rock and roll sensibility?
I've always felt I had a certain rock and roll sensibility. Yeah. I just never saw it in writing like that.
I must say I'm quite sensible when it comes to my rock and roll choices.
I used to say, it's kind of an unwritten thing. I have a rock and roll sensibility. Now I can't say that. It's written. Sucks for me.
No, it doesn't, though, because you've always said it, but now the proof is in the pudding.
Oh, God. The proof is indeed in the pudding.
I thought we weren't hipsters, Anthony.
Oh,
we have that rock and roll sensibility.
Rock and roll sensibility.
Which means we don't have to prove how hip we are by playing cool tunes.
We're rock and roll, yet we're sensible about it. Right. Which I like. We have a certain rock and roll sensibility.
Yeah, we don't want to go too crazy with the sensibility factor.
No, because that wouldn't be rock and roll.
We don't want to go too far into the new wave genre.
Wouldn't be sensible.
Or the 70s butt rock genre. Want to keep it very sensible.
Right.
And everybody says rock and roll to this day. I mean,
rock and roll.
You want to go to the rock and roll show tonight, do you?
The rock and roll show? Who's going to be playing at the rock and roll show? And you got to have the N in the middle. It can't be rock and roll.
With the 2 lines?
Right, rock and roll.
I throw on Mr. Roboto every once in a while to keep my sensibility up.
Yeah. You got to be have your sensibility up. Doesn't Johnny Race have a rock and roll sensibility? Rock and roll, Johnny Race, rock and roll.
There he goes. He's sensible.
Oh, okay. He's just rock and roll. He's not very sensible.
So,
no. He has rock and roll alcoholism.
This article says nothing about competing against you and I, Ant.
No.
Nothing.
Go back to the drawing board.
Yeah. It says in this paragraph, some PDs thought the only way to respond was not to react.
Ah, that's a great strategy.
So there are a lot of radio stations up against us. They're telling their jocks and stuff, don't react.
No.
Those guys are real obnoxious. They'll say a lot of crazy things. Don't react to it.
Just make like it's not happening.
You'll play into their hands.
Right.
You're going to play into their hands. So don't react. We'll just make believe they don't exist. Don't react.
That worked so well.
If you don't react to the Opie and Anthony show in your market, you're a pussy.
Yeah. Come on.
And you should be replaced by satellite radio.
It's not sensible.
Douchebags.
React.
Make believe they don't exist.
Hey, that's what I'm doing.
Exactly.
It's working very well.
Exactly.
Oh.
Exactly.
The thing here, it says don't say O&A. And the programmers also, the on-air personalities shouldn't be mentioned. And it says here, DeMeyer says they are just sticking to their knitting, focusing on their music benefits.
We're going to stick to our knitting.
Sticking to their knitting.
What the hell does that even mean?
There couldn't be one funny thing on that. Whatever station this zilch is on, there couldn't be one funny thing said there all day.
Oh, there's some great stuff in here. So it says some PDs thought the only way to respond was not to react.
Yeah.
Among them is DC 101. Bunch of pussies.
Oh, boy.
All the jocks on DC 101 in Washington were told not to talk about Opie and Anthony.
Don't talk about them. Just don't react.
How does it feel to be told what to say on your radio show?
Don't react.
Among them is DC 101, Washington, D.C., the PD, Buddy Reiser. Buddy Reiser with ya.
Hey, Buddy Reiser.
Buddy Reiser says, we've always gone under the premise that we have to make sure that everything that we do is the best it can be. And we keep examining from there.
Wow. Wow. I almost fell asleep just you reading that quote from that guy. Imagine sitting in a meeting.
So basically that means make sure your breaks are concise. Make sure you don't babble too much. Make sure you seg the tunes just right. Get in and out of spot breaks.
Don't have a personality.
Basically,
do what I say.
Basically, they're telling you at DC 101 in Washington to shut your trap.
Right.
That there's nothing you can do to compete against us. Oh, my God, I hope they do something stupid and get fired before they take all our ratings, too. Well, that's always a possibility. But other programmers did have thoughts on counter-programming a talk show that competes with music stations.
Here's the biggest tool ever.
We've kind of competed against Opie and Anthony on both fronts, WFNX Boston PD Cruz says.
Cruz.
Instead of doing all music or go all try to take the best elements of both. Let me tell you something about WFNX in Boston.
Yeah.
We don't even know they exist. And this tool thinks he's competing against you and I in afternoon radio.
He's a little delusional. That is a station that, if you're up there in Boston, you can't even hear it. It's all static. It doesn't show up in the ratings. It's kind of funny that they're even mentioned.
Yeah, he goes. We've kind of competed against Opie and Anthony on both fronts.
What?
Oh yeah, the ratings certainly say that. They're not even a blip on the ratings radar screen.
It's weird that they would pick that.
So
station
Mr. Cruz, how are you competing against us?
Yeah, they're not on the radar.
If your numbers are not even close. I don't even think you have 1% of the listeners we have, but you're kind of competing with us?
Wasn't he Cruz in the afternoon?
How you guys doing?
Here's another example of a station.
There's a guy that's smart about competing against Opie and Anthony.
I'll just get him on board.
I'll just get him on my station.
I don't care.
Hey, guys, how you guys doing? How you guys doing? God damn, I'm so happy you're here. Because now you're not going to kick my ass.
That's right.
That's right.
Where's that quote?
So, Mr. Cruz is delusional. He thinks his station and his afternoon drive show competes against us, Ant. They're competing against us.
It really is funny when you look at the ratings that come out. They're not even on there. They're like way at the end if they even show up.
They're on like the third page.
Yeah.
The ratings come out and there's like, I don't know, close to 15 to 20 stations per page. They're on like the third page. That's competing against us?
Boys, I'm working on remedying that problem by getting Shwoogies to listen. Boys. Brucey Mittman's in charge over there.
The best part is this guy tried to hire us so bad, and now he's like gonna tell the whole industry how to compete against us. Remember when you were kissing Bruce's ass, going, Bruce, do you really think we have a chance getting Opie and Anthony?
I'm going to New York. I'll be talking with the boys
at the Hudson Hotel.
So, Cruzy, you just sit back, and I'll close the deal.
Watch me work my magic.
Boys.
You won't have to worry about your job anymore when we bring the boys back to town.
Let me tell you, it's going to be so much fun. You being suspended and me being suspended. It'll be like the old days.
Right. All right, so then it goes on to say, playing music is important, but when you're going up against a show like Opie and Anthony, if music is your only calling card, then I think you're really relegating yourself to a secondary position.
Right.
Mr. Cruz says, it might be different if those guys weren't known in the market. If they were a new show with no real mo behind them, then you might just want to keep the friendly afternoon guy playing the music and talking about the artist.
How are ya?
And the radio station like a typical afternoon show.
A friendly little guy. L-I-L. I'm the friendly little guy here.
I'm back to more music. I'm the friendly little guy.
How are ya? I'll tell you what song you just heard. Tell you I'm up. Maybe give you the weather.
Sticking to the knitting.
I'm sticking to the knitting.
I'm going to give a laundry list of all the songs I just played, and it's all a bunch of songs that my listeners have heard a million times, so I don't even know why I'm telling them the titles of the songs they just heard.
I don't think I ever heard O&A do one school closing when it snows. That's why we're here. We're the local guys. We're the fun guys. How are ya?
You know what school closings are good for? It's helpful for pedophiles to know where not to show up.
Oh, God. Molesters to know when not to hit the bus stops.
Don't waste your time there.
Snow day. Go to the park with a toboggan.
And then Jeff Pollock pops in. Or pipes in, I should say. Jeff Pollock.
I love his impressions of...
Jeff Pollock agrees that...
Captain Kirk. He does a great impression of Captain Kirk. And what's the other one Pollock does? Peter Falk?
It's Kevin.
Oh, Kevin Pollock?
Yeah, I think this might...
Oh, okay. I thought it was going to be some entertainment now, those who read this.
I think it's his brother or something.
It's good in Casino, too.
Yeah, it was very good.
Jeff Pollock,
how are ya?
Jeff Pollock agrees that a high-profile afternoon talent is one of the best ways to compete, if it's the right talent. The only way to counter-program a successful personality show like Opie and Anthony is to have a compelling local show.
Really?
Or opt to do the kind of music programming that winds up being a major benefit for your radio station 24 hours a day.
What does that even mean?
It means nothing, because the music stations blow. They just play the same stuff over and over again, so how are they going to make it clean?
Isn't that what they tried to do with Will here in New York over at K-Rock?
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Isn't that what they're trying to do with
that worked real
Kane
well.
and Cabby over there now?
Yeah, Kane and Cabby doing the same thing. It's working real well.
Ow.
Yeah. They're the friendly local hosts, Anthony.
How are ya?
In other words, if you have better than average talent, it makes no sense for that jock to talk more in a bid to outdo Opie and Anthony.
Wait, so if the more talented you are, the less you should talk? Is that what he's saying?
In other words, if you have better than average talent, it makes no sense for that jock to talk more in a bid to outdo Opie and Anthony.
So if you're talented, the more talented you are, the less you should talk.
So basically they're saying if you're on a music station, shut your trap and just keep playing the tunes because you don't have a chance against Opie and Anthony.
No matter how good your PD tells you are, he really just wants you to shut up. His ultimate goal would be if you didn't say a goddamn word and you just sang the songs. Believe me, the only reason you're allowed to talk at all is because they have to have a little to keep you happy a little bit. That's the only reason. When you're at a music station, they don't want you talking.
No, they allow you to talk because it's kind of a trade-off because they need someone to push the buttons.
Right, exactly.
Because they haven't figured out how to make a monkey do it yet.
They will. They're working on it.
There is actually...
Flew into space.
They have to pay someone to push the buttons like, okay, at 4:20, time to play commercials. Someone has to do that. So they throw you a bone like, hey, look, man. Look, you're playing all the tunes and the commercials. Look, we'll give you 20 seconds every 20 minutes to do a weather break. Or just give a laundry list of all the songs they just heard. And then that person thinks they're a big-time rock and roll jock.
Read the upcoming events verbatim. Don't stray from it.
You're missing something here. There is somebody that I think has figured out how to compete against you two very effectively, and I would suggest dealing with it or being overrun.
All right.
It's... I don't even want to mention the names, but I will. The old Storm and Birdsey had a comment here. They would say, if you guys think their show is lame, meaning their own show, whoever you're listening to, or if they listen to something, they encourage you to go listen to somebody else because they're just that damn good. And they would say...
That's putting it all on the line, telling your listeners to go check out the competition. And if the competition is better, then there you have it. But we're so confident in what we do, we know you're coming back.
Yeah. But this is what they do. Now, but here is where it gets really interesting.
Yeah.
They would say, if you guys think their show is lame, whoever you're listening to, you should send them a lump of coal for their Christmas stocking.
Wait, so the Storm and Birdsey guys.
Yeah.
Right? They're like, okay, look, if you think there's something better than us out there, why don't you, go check it, check out the other shows. But then, as you're checking out those other shows, you're going to realize some of these shows are lame, and then you have to get some coal and send it in their Christmas stocking to kind of show them how lame they are.
Send them a lump of coal.
Lump of coal. And you're stocking.
Read the next line, because I have some inside info on
I guarantee it.
Something that went down in Boston. Go ahead.
You bet, GH.
All right.
One overzealous listener actually dumped a truckload of coal in WBCN's parking lot several days. Truckload, Ant. Before Christmas, generating considerable publicity.
Basically saying that BCN is so lame
that someone dumped a bunch of coal.
Here's a truckload of coal. Do you know that stupid station paid a guy to dump a truckload of coal outside the station? And they were all proud of themselves?
And he didn't even call for a truckload. He only called for a lump of it in your stocking.
A lump in your stocking.
That would be funny if he called for a lump of colon. That might be interesting.
We don't have to pay people to do bits for our show. How pathetic is that?
There
we got this great idea, but we're going to have to pay someone to dump a truckload outside the station. Man, that'll really rile them up inside.
I remember one year I was bad and I got a lump of coal in my stocking. How awful is that? I'm almost embarrassed for them.
All right, here, more of Jeff Pollock, the guy talking about the local guy there just playing the tunes and being really entertaining. All right, that is a disastrous idea, having someone try to out-talk Opie and Anthony. So he says, either you put on a personality that transcends the music and can attract cume from a variety of formats, or you wisely use the time to sell the key images and the music positioning of your station.
Well, I was dozing off.
That
just
basically means if you're like the 80s station in town, you tell everyone over and over again you're the 80s station.
That you're the 80s station. Let them know that you're the 80s station.
Because that's more important than trying to out-talk you and I.
All right. Brian Riblett from D.C. has a great idea. This should have been on here. Best way to compete against the O&A show. Move your show to D.C., where you will kick our ass, because we are tanking in D.C. That's a great idea, Brian.
There you have it. Joe, what's going on?
What's going on, O&A? How you guys doing tonight?
Hey, man.
Yeah, I just wanted to call that you guys know. I picked you guys up out of Philly on YST.
Yeah.
And there's a competing rock station. I don't know if I can say it, but I'm going to say it anyway. What the hell? Sure. NMR.
Yeah.
They say, why listen to O&A? They're not from Philadelphia. Who gives an ass? You guys are funny. You make people enjoy driving home and sitting in traffic for 3 hours. You make people stay. You have the 5 o'clock week. 6 o'clock week.
Isn't that funny? Like,
you know what I mean?
But that's that's the best they can come up with is just tell everyone that, hey, they're not from Philly. Why listen to them? Why? Because we're entertaining and funny, and to tell you the truth, we're probably in Philly more than their stupid jocks over there.
Don't watch Leno. He's in L.A.
Exactly. Don't vote for Bush. He's from Texas. You jackasses.
Norton, when are you coming back to Philly?
March 28th.
Yeah, we're going back soon.
We can't wait. I'm from South Jersey. Everyone down here loves you guys. Keep up the good work. You guys suck.
All right,
be good.
That is so pathetic.
Bye, fella.
Hey, don't listen to Opie and Anthony. They're not local hometown boys.
Local yokel.
I think it makes it a little more fun when I start talking about the Islanders and the Flyer fans call up and get pissed. It adds a lot of texture to a radio show. Oh, did I say texture?
No,
texture.
No, it was awful, but I wasn't.
All right. Matt, what's up? Matt.
Yeah.
What's up, Matt?
Nada. The DC 101, the station you were just talking about.
Yeah.
The station manager, or whoever he was, used to be a jock, but he was so horrible that they did take him off. And the DJs used to reference him, but they were just talking about what you guys are doing this morning. They were just talking about how they're getting their ass kicked, but they weren't saying it in such a clear way.
The morning guy down at DC 101 used to...
Elliot, yeah, he's
Elliot, I'll give him a plug. I don't care. Elliot used to kiss our asses like you wouldn't believe up here in New York, so...
He's annoying as all crap, too.
All right, Matt. Thank you.
When your name is Elliot, how can you not be funny? A lot of guys named Elliot are really amusing, we all know.
I just love these, I just love these fake radio personalities. Like, Elliot used to, kiss our asses. He's actually a nice guy, but would kiss our asses all the time when he saw us in New York. Birdsey, when he got fired from WAF, begging and sending packages wanting to be part of the Opie and Anthony show.
And we actually weren't even taking his calls because we were so convinced it was a fake schlocko bit. That hey, I got fired, and now I'm going to try to get a job at another station, and then, hey, you got a job at another station, Birdsey, what's that?
I think it's funny, begging to get a job with us, and now he'll attempt to try to trash us.
Oh, well.
I think the only way to compete with you, too, is to call you Opie and Dopey.
I like Dopey and Ain't Funny myself. That's a good one. That one's a scream.
Stick to your knitting, don't listen to them, they're not from town. Oh, boy, lump of coal in your stocking. How about if you don't like... I said something really that would have gotten...
That's all right. Knitting. Gotta love the word knitting.
Sticking to your knitting, are you? Maybe you could send a knitting needle and a lump of coal of stock.
Phil, what's going on?
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Hey.
Hey, the Sweet 97 Rock we have here in Buffalo, they're not reacting either.
Yeah.
They just keep on the oldest and, oh my God, the worst fossils known to man.
Well, a lot of these stations just praying we could just go away. I mean, we have a reputation for effing up good situations, so they're like, don't worry, dudes. Eventually they'll get fired, and then and we could go back to just owning this town by being really boring and playing the worst 70s butt rock known to man. Butt rock.
Well, you've got the Carl Rock and Roll Russo here. His big bit. He blows in the fuzz. Call him on your cell phone and tell him where the cops are. That's just so wild. Where did he come up with that?
So he's doing like CB radio bits. It's a Smokey report. He's doing Smokey reports. Hey, bomb, ba ba bomb. You know what? That's an attention getter.
Sir, what is the name of that, if I can ask? The name of the bit?
It's called Blow in the Fuzz. Report the heinousness on the highways.
Blow in the...
Hey, you know what? I got to give it to the man. He's still beating us in the Buffalo rating, so I guess the Blow in the Fuzz bit is working quite well for him. Blow in the Fuzz.
It's like having pieces of wood pounded under your fingernails listening to these.
Yeah, but hey, guys, where's the fuzz? I don't know. Turn on that guy. He does a fuzz report. How funny can you be if you call the cops the fuzz? Nobody calls them fuzz.
I was just thinking, like, when was the last time the cops called the fuzz?
Exactly.
We got us a Smokey report here. Goddamn. We got to get our course.
There's been a little fender bender.
Well, let's put it this way. In the morning, they still let the lobster loose here.
There's been a fender bender up on I-53. You better go around and bend it. Breaker, breaker. We got a bear in the air.
We're going to be blowing in the fuzz. Hi, who's this?
Hey, who's that pretty little seat cover I'm seeing? Looking down from my big rig.
All right, later, guys. You blow.
All right, you know, maybe we need to do more CB radio bits.
CB bits.
Hey, is this the fuzz? Hey, look, I saw one right by Tonawanda.
Good reference.
The fuzz.
Oh, the fuzz report really helping everyone out.
Thanks for the fuzz report. That was groovy. The fuzz.
That is... The Beastie Boys are funnier when they're singing for Mumia Abu Jamal. Can we stop playing that on this program? Left-wing jizzbags.
Jesse, what's going on?
What's up, man? I'm from Philly, right? The guy that called in about MMR,
yeah,
dude, he is so right. MMR bashes you guys every day.
Well,
they're saying, like, don't listen to them. We got better music. I listen to you guys. I'm up in New York every weekend. My girlfriend lives up there. I love you guys. I've been listening to you since the summer.
Yeah.
You guys are great.
Well, thank you. We appreciate that.
Dude, keep doing what you're doing, man.
All right, man.
See you.
All right.
Until you said that, you know, I've never thought of MMR. Ever. It's never even occurred to me that there was a station.
Who cares?
Who cares?
I don't even care about the...
Why don't they just stick to their knitting?
Stick to your knitting.
We like goofing on a lot of radio stations, but if your show's playing music up against us, we don't consider you competition. Sorry.
Hey, I have an idea. Why don't you get all the listeners to send them a lump of coal for their stockings?
You think a lot of these jocks that play music all afternoon long, they get the ratings and go, wow, look how good I'm doing.
Yeah, they do.
Look, I played the Godsmack song 100 times this week, and look, it's having an effect on my ratings.
Like we got a station here, Light FM in New York. You got one in your town. They play all that light music that you hear wherever the hell you go. They play it in the department stores, in the delis, in the workplace. So that's safe music. You'll hear safe music. And there's a woman, Valerie Smaldone. She does the show over there. What is she? Is she in the afternoons?
I think she's up against us.
And
or she, right?
Yeah. I guess so.
Okay.
Yeah. Her whole big thing that she does in the TV commercial with Terry Garr is that she doesn't talk. It's all music, less talk. So they show her looking at Terry Garr, smile, pushing the button. That's her job. But you know damn well when those ratings come out, she's there go, Valerie, you're doing a great job. It's like anyone. Earl could be behind that board and push those buttons. And it would do the same thing.
Or it could wind up in someone's Christmas stocking if they don't like the station.
Oh, Jesus.
Sorry, Earl.
Holy ass, this can't be true.
What's that?
I know they're they're J.O.ing in Boston because their show's getting a lot of mentions. Trust me. Not even the competition. Chris from Boston writes, hey, guys, what a great talent Birdsey must be. He went from Schlocko's trusty sidekick to effing Storm's. Every time he does a station ID and says his name Storm, he plays a tape of a thunderstorm.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
Hey, how you doing? It's Storm and Birdsey. It's a bird.
You gotta accent it better. It's Storm and Birdsey.
Give me another one.
Oh, you need another one?
Yeah.
It's Storm and Birdsey. Doug from Springfield, what's up?
Funny.
Maybe I'm a little effed up in the head, but I can't understand this. Why would a radio station that plays music want to take people away that like listening to talk radio?
No.
I don't understand that.
They think playing the same 20 songs over and over again is the way to compete against us.
But it's like if you like talk radio, you'll listen to talk radio. If you like music, won't you listen to music stations?
Right.
I'll tell you what's going on. The rock programmers in America, we got one right here in New York, Steve Kingston. He's a blowhard. He stinks. He's the worst program director in America, but keeps his job.
How hard is it to get a communication
They have
degree?
completely ruined radio to the point where people are flooding to this type of radio. Because we give you a program where you really don't know what you're going to hear. You know, we may suck one day. We may, really blow it out another. You know, but, I mean, when you listen to these rock radio stations, you know what you're getting. The same freaking 20 songs over and over
I would say
again.
the same 10 songs.
Yeah.
How long does it take to get a communication degree? Because I want to get into radio now.
A lot of program directors completely wreck this business by listening to other program directors, listening to consultants. That's why every station sounds the same no matter what city you're in. They all blow.
Ah, pussa!
They make believe they play requests. They don't play requests. Doesn't make sense to play requests. They play them. They play the songs that test the best in their auditorium tests.
Right. Who is this nerd with glasses?
That's Steve Kingston. We call him the Abercrombie and Fitch midget.
Doesn't he look like the Wall Street Journal reporter that got kidnapped? And he does look just like him. Just picture him, only a lot shorter. Yeah, I think we've pretty much gone as far as we can go with this article.
No, there's a few more things.
Oh, stop.
Then there's this.
I pretty much thought that was about all you could do to counter-program.
Then there's an anonymous PD. He's so scared of us he doesn't even want his name in the article, Anthony. He's the anonymous PD.
Who's this guy? Dave Dickless.
The unknown PD. He wears a paper bag over his head. Our anonymous PD takes the musical taste of the typical Opie and Anthony fan into consideration. We're careful not to play the music that's most appealing to Opie and Anthony fans. Because the music fans would rather listen to Opie and Anthony than the music. If you figure the typical O&A listener likes Godsmack and Rage Against the Machine, which they do, a lot of them anyway,
Sabbath,
for example, then I'm not going to put a heavy dose of that music up against them.
It's so calculated.
Oh, Anthony, I got to interrupt this little article because Josh is calling in as we blow in the fuzz. Yes, Josh?
Yo, guys, I'm just calling to let our listeners know that there's a cop in between 46 and 47 on the LIE underneath an overpass, so watch out.
Are we officially stealing the bit? We might as well. Everyone else is stealing our FU line and the MILF contest and everything else. All
right.
Thank you, Josh, for blowing in the fuzz today.
I gotta bitch you guys out, though. Listen, I haven't gotten wowed in like a year. On Long Island, these girls aren't doing it anymore, man.
It'll happen. Well,
you guys gotta push it, man.
We push it in the spring, my friend.
All right.
All right?
Thanks, bros.
All right.
Later.
Bye. Yeah, but he should call in and tell us more about that one.
Hey, how about this for the blowing out the fuzz thing?
Yeah.
You could say like where the cops are going to be. So if you're some like illegal immigrant, you can stand in a vestibule and they can pump 41 shots into you and save us all a lot of trouble. Jesus Christ.
Wow. All right.
Wow.
One more thing about
mean?
this article is we discuss how people are attempting to compete against us in other cities.
Right.
Another area in which Opie and Anthony leave themselves open is by not being local. They'll sometimes be national in a good way, like if they've got a great guest or something. That might be of more interest than what a local station would have on. Cruz says, Mr. Cruz again.
Yeah.
But I really like the days when they're spending a lot of time talking about Phoenix.
Phoenix? We're not on in Phoenix.
Mr. Cruz?
What's your problem?
Way to pay attention to what we're doing so you can compete against us. This article goes on and on and on and on and on. So,
Dan from Jersey saying the fuzz out here in Jersey thicker than bugs on a bumper. 10-4. Little smoky report.
Fuzz. Corey, what's going on?
What's up, guys? Just wanted to say another way to compete with you is put you on late at night like they did in Chicago.
That's how Chicago's competing against us. They just put us on late at night.
Oh, by the way, 102 over 7.
That works so much. Well, go ahead.
102 over 7 in the middle on the Jersey Turnpike. Smoke there.
All right,
Thank you.
Watch the truck side.
All right.
Later.
Blow the fuzz. What does that even mean?
It's just so awful and hokey.
This true? We just found out who the anonymous PD is. Jeremy Coleman, right here. Our own PD is bashing us. Mystery PD. Mystery PD.
What a pussy that you have to be an anonymous PD in an article. That's going to every radio station in America. Douchebag.
He doesn't want us yelling at him. Well, there you go. There's your playbook.
There you have it, Ant. They're coming after us. They're coming after us.
Good luck to you.
Good luck.
Look how well that's working for Rocco. Him listening to Dave Dickless. Telling him not to talk about us. Don't mention him, no matter what happens. I love that one clip when we got Psycho Tim there with the bullhorn. They just had to shut up.
They had to shut her down.
They had to shut their show down instead of reacting and having some fun with it.
We gave them a chance to compete with us right on the air right then and then. And what did? They decided to shut her down and play a Led Zeppelin song.
Shut it up. Turn it up. Turn it up. Turn it up.
AAF also brags that they play more music than WBCN.
Yeah, there you go.
So that's basically telling the jocks that they're not important and shut the F up and just play the music. That's
People
good.
own CDs
Breaker, got a smoker report.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Actually, it's called the blowing the fuzz.
That's right. Hey, Wrangler, Diamond Duster heading westbound on the LAE exit Florida. You got Smokey the Bear behind the bridge shooting in the gas hole.
All right. Thank you, Bobby.
Keep the shiny side up and the dirty side down, and we're rolling. We'll see you. Bobby Big Rigger, we're out.
There he goes. Bobby Big Rigger.
Unfortunately, he's so serious when he does that. He knows all the lingo.
It really does.
Sad.
Yeah.
Yeehaw.